Citizens of these 5 countries have big problems getting U.S. visas in 2023.
What we've been seeing in terms of visa issuance around the world is that there are definitely some nationalities that have a harder time getting a visa and having a lot more scrutiny on their visa applications in general. So perhaps more likely to go into administrative processing or just more likely to be denied. And right now, those countries or nationals from the following countries would fall into that category. So that would include Russia, China, India, Kazakhstan, and Iranians that are applying at different posts around the world. And just to break it down further, in terms of the specific problems that each country or nationals from each country face, number one, Russians. The geopolitical situation in Russia is very uncertain right now. And due to the fact that immigrant intent is a major factor in decision making by consular officers, and the fact that Russians have to go abroad to apply for visas because there is no embassy or consulate that is processing visas in Russia, those Russians are going to have a lot harder time. And that's not just on tourist visas. That could be on O1 visas where they have approval from USCIS. They're still getting denied frequently at consulates abroad, or immigrant visas, or put into admin processing. Kazakhstan has a similar sort of situation, except that, in addition to immigrant intent concerns, with individuals from Kazakhstan, I would say that the consulates in Kazakhstan, especially Almaty, are a bit of outliers in the aggressiveness of consular officers and some of their biases. And that makes applying as a Kazakhstan national especially difficult in Kazakhstan. That could be even like E2 investors, which I've seen frequently getting denied for immigrant intent in Kazakhstan, which is a little bit counter to the goals of the United States in general to attract foreign direct investment. Iranians have had troubles for a very long time just because of the geopolitical situation and the relations with the United States. Iranians are much more likely, especially Iranian males, to go into administrative processing for a wide variety of reasons in a wide variety of visa categories. Chinese nationals, again, geopolitics, the relationship with the United States between the US and China, and the scrutiny, especially on Chinese nationals that have technical backgrounds, is extremely high right now. And so most Chinese nationals are going to have a lot more scrutiny on their visa applications than, let's say, 10 years ago, for example. And then finally, Indian nationals, they have challenges, number one, with getting a visa appointments in their country. But more importantly, I would say with petition-based visa categories like H-1B, the consulates in India are scrutinizing those cases a lot more. There's maybe difference of opinion between the State Department and USCIS in how those cases are being adjudicated. And a lot of those cases are being sent back, or consular officers are really scouring the pasts of Indian nationals who have been in the United States as F1 students and participating in OPT, and really looking at their histories to understand if any sort of misrepresentation or fraud has occurred, not in relation to their current H-1B application, but in relation to their past history. And consular officers are on high alert for that issue. And so I'd say as a whole, it's definitely, if before with H-1Bs, it was just seen as a rubber stamp. And there was even this term called visa stamping, which makes it seem like, if USCIS were to issue your approve your petition, then getting that visa abroad is pretty simple. Now that's not the case. It's definitely not a rubber stamp, and consular officers are scrutinizing those cases for Indian nationals dramatically more than in the past.
David Strashnoy now works as an immigration lawyer and helps his clients get visas and green cards.
I have a lot of sympathy for individuals from these countries, or just generally any individuals that have had denials or have their cases in administrative processing, because it can throw a big wrench into your life and into your plans. The good news is that something can be done if you are in that situation. What I do through consultations, and if I take on your case, we can look at your case holistically, sort of do a full 360 review to understand if something can be done, if there is a path to success despite your challenges in your specific case, either through communication with the consulate abroad on your case, or if necessary, through litigation. If that's something that you're interested in looking at further, please contact us, and we'd be happy to give you a consultation. And please refer to our social media links here below, and we'd be happy to talk to you.